I said there is an element, and I repeated thereafter, that I can understand the grave alienation of people whose families are killed in excesses. I said so just 2 minutes ago. I am repeating it, that there is of course a sense of alienation. But you cannot address a sense of alienation by saying that when there is India's largest ever package of healing touch in economic terms by this government in 60 years for Kashmir, an increase of people of India visiting Kashmir. They don't visit it if the governance is falling apart. The number of incidents as measured objectively as violence is decreasing. All these three are brushed aside by recourse by Mr. David and others on your panel by suggesting that this ignores altogether 60 years of alienation. Well, I can't deal with 60 years of alienation in 2 minutes on a structural basis.
Okay. Harinder wants to ask you a question. Just give me a moment. You've made your point. I've given you enough time. Harinder wants to ask you a question.
Dr. Singhvi, this is Harinder Baveja. You know, I'm glad you've acknowledged the deep-seated alienation that exists in the valley, but at the same time you talk about the number of tourists going up.
Earlier also I acknowledged it.
Surely the number of tourists coming in does not mean that has taken care of the alienation. What has the centre done?
Of course it doesn't. The alienation arises how, Harinder? Harinder, when the central government institutes an inquiry, a very comprehensive inquiry, expresses regret and says that we don't stand by such incidents for Shopian or for Machil or etc., do you think we are condoning it? But
no, but when you refer to 14 deaths as an aberration, when you refer to 14 deaths as an aberration,
I don't think
it also means that the centre somewhere is not aware of the ground realities of Kashmir.
No, that's not so. We consider, as I said, of course it's an aberration. I don't think anybody should call 14 deaths a norm. It's a terrible aberration, it's a regrettable aberration, it's a sad thing. But the point is, how do you deal with it? You have to convince those very people who feel alienated, rightly I say, that look, if there is an excess, I will not allow that perpetrator to go unpunished. And the central government and the state government says so strongly, and I say so for the party here. The point of the matter is, you can't solve this problem by doing the kind of approach which I am hearing on this channel. Can you solve this problem by constantly breastfeeding and saying, oh yes, there is alienation, but there is 60 years of alienation and 40 years of alienation? Well, no, that is the political process also going on.
That was what she was trying to make. Anyway, we'll just come to that in just a moment. I want to come to our second face-off question, and this concerns the Chief Minister, because he's the man who should be holding fort and holding charge and ensuring that this problem is taken on head-on. Where is Omar Abdullah? Why is he missing in action? Mr. Ratanpuri, I know you said at the top of the show that you speak in your individual capacity, but surely the fact that your party leader is missing in action over the last fortnight must worry you as his state burns.
I want to make it clear that Mr. Omar Abdullah's government has acted in the most transparent way during the last 1.5 years. We have taken action wherever human rights abuses have taken place, but certain laws which give special powers to armed forces are making it difficult to dispense justice speedily. We were lobbying for it, we were pressing for the repeal of Armed Forces Special Powers Act, and there was almost a consensus that it will be amended to make it more humane. Mr. Omar Abdullah has been traveling through the length and breadth of Valley. He has visited Baramulla, he has visited Anapat.
Whether it is Machil,